Today I'm going to talk about the UOB One account nerf, and unfortunately this is not an April Fool's joke. The UOB One account will be nerfed from 1st May 2024. To the bank's credit, UOB has been offering up to 5% per annum interest from as early as December 2022, so it's been more than a year that we have enjoyed this 5% per annum rate. But unfortunately that is going to change quite drastically from next month onwards, and let's take a look at the changes. UOB One gives interest in a tiered fashion with amounts at the bottom of your balance earning the least, and as you deposit more and more, you get higher interest. And that's still the same right now, except interest has been reduced across the board. Until the change happens, the first 30,000 gets you 3.85% per annum interest, the next $30,000 gets you 3.90% per annum interest, the next 15,000 will get you 4.85% per annum interest, and the next 25,000 will get you 7.8% per annum interest. When the new rates kick in, the first 75,000 will get 3%, with the final 25,000 getting 4.5% per annum interest. The bank has also added 2 more tiers so that you can get higher interest on these tiers if you deposit more money beyond $100,000. If you were to look at the effective interest rate and the amount of interest we expect to get each month, it is more obvious how bad this nerf is. Previously, if you have an account balance of $25,000, you can expect to get 3.85% effective interest rate, which is about $80 per month. The new interest rate will only be 3% or $62.50 per month. At $50,000, you used to be able to get $161, while the new interest rate will only give you $125. At a $75,000 account balance, the old interest rate is 4.07% or $254 of interest. Under the new interest rate of 3%, you will only get $187.50. Under the old interest rate, $100,000 balance can get 5% per annum interest, which is $416 of interest each month, whereas under the new interest rate, you will only get 3.38% effective interest rate, which is a huge drop to $281 monthly interest. Now, I know you hate nerfs and will tap the thumbs down button, but please press the like button so I can give you more updates regarding credit cards, savings account, etc. and subscribe to my Telegram group for more updates. As mentioned earlier, the UOB One will have actually 2 more tiers of interest rates, which allows the UOB One to give bonus interest on up to $150,000. But if you look at the amount of interest it actually gives on a balance of $105,000, you realize that it doesn't even come close to matching the old interest rates. Under the old interest rates, a balance of $125,000 will get about 4.1% per annum interest effectively, giving about $427 of interest, while under the new rates, even though there's a new tier of interest, the total effective interest is only 3.6% per annum interest, which is $375 of monthly interest. So despite the old interest rate not giving bonus interest for any amount beyond $100,000, a $125,000 balance still works better with the old account rather than the new changes that's set to kick in on 1st May 2024. At a $150,000 bank balance, the old interest rates will only give 3.5% effective interest rate, while the new interest rate of the UOB One for $150,000 balance will be 4% per annum interest, giving $500 of monthly interest. So this is the only place where the new UOB One interest rates are better than the old UOB One interest rates, although I don't think anybody is actually putting $150,000 in the UOB One based on the existing interest rates because it doesn't make sense, as $50,000 is practically not earning any interest. What most people will actually do is to put $100,000 into UOB One for 5% per annum interest, and then take that $50,000 and put it into something else like maybe StanChart eSaver for 3.6% per annum interest, or even Bonus Saver if you can meet the requirements for 4.88% per annum interest. So the total interest is of course going to be higher than the new 4% per annum interest that UOB One is offering for a $150,000 bank balance. But of course, if you are someone who just wants a single bank account, you have $150,000 to put aside, I guess 4% per annum interest from the UOB One account isn't that bad, although I think most of us would want to look for alternatives. Now, the silver lining is that UOB has just announced a new earmark promo, and you can get $1,000 if you earmark $150,000 of balance, and that is approximately 2% per annum interest bonus for a period of about 4 months. So theoretically, you can put $150,000 in the new UOB One, earmark $150,000, and then you can get around 6% per annum interest on the entire $150,000. Unfortunately, this $150,000 is on top of the monthly average balance of March 2024. If you remember my article on preparing for potential earmark promo, well, I think someone at UOB read it, because instead of taking the last day as they have done for the past year, they are now taking the monthly average balance. So emptying your account on the last day of March did not work. Okay, so in short, if you are a completely new customer to UOB One, yes, you can start a new account and then, okay, put 150,000 in for 4% per annum interest, and then earmark your funds for additional 2% approximately, making 6% per annum. But if you already have funds in the month of March, regardless of whether or not you follow my article and empty the account, you now need to add 150k on top of whatever you had on average in the entire month of March. So yeah, that's probably not the best use of your funds. Yeah, that's a bummer, but I think I will probably be using a player 2 to sign up for a UOB One account so that I can qualify for 150k of earmark promo and get about 6% per annum interest, which isn't too bad. For those who are looking for alternatives, I have some in mind. And personally, I think the StanChart Bonus Saver account is the closest replacement we have to the UOB One account, because it offers up to 4.88% per annum interest, and it is for balances up to $100,000. To get the 4.88% per annum interest rate from Bonus Saver account, you need $3,000 of salary credited, pay 3 bills of at least $50 each via StanChart's online portal, and spend at least $2,000 with the Bonus Saver credit card or debit card, although there is a $500 tier which gives a lower interest of 4.13% per annum interest. The good thing about the StanChart Bonus Saver account, aside from its high 4.88% per annum interest, is that this interest rate is actually applicable on the entire bank balance, whether or not you have $20,000, $40,000 or $100,000, unlike the UOB One account, which gives lower interest if you have a lower bank balance with the bank. Another good thing about the Bonus Saver account is that you can actually clock the spend requirement by using CardUp or iPayMy, both of which I actually tried myself, and it works for giving higher interest, which means I can use it to pay for things like income tax, right, vendor payments, etc., and not have to spend on retail like the UOB One requires me to. There's even a sign up bonus if you sign up before 30th April, and you can see more details in the description box below. Unfortunately, the Bonus Saver also has its weaknesses, which is your salary must be legitimate salary paid from a corporate account. So it's a bit difficult to game that unless you have a company account that you control yourself. So yeah, it's not like the UOB One account where you can actually pay yourself using another personal account and put it as salary. That does not work with the Bonus Saver account as far as we know. Another downside is that the card spend does not attract any credit card rewards at all. So no cashback, no miles, you're only using it for the sake of getting higher interest from your bank account. And that's quite a lot of opportunity cost, because at $500, if you spend it on a 4 miles per dollar card, you can get 2,000 miles, and if you spend it on a 5% cashback card, you can get $25, and at 2,000 is of course even more at 8,000 miles or $100 of cashback. So I will only use the Bonus Saver card on things that can be paid with iPayMy or CardUp to reduce my opportunity cost, because these transactions don't normally earn high rewards from credit cards anyway. So still worth considering if you are someone who can put quite a bit of payments on CardUp or iPayMy. Yeah, it doesn't hurt that bad by using this card. Nonetheless, I think if you are looking for a new place to home your $100,000, I think Bonus Saver is currently a much better account than the UOB One because of the higher interest rates. And I'll write a full guide on how to make use of the Bonus Saver, so subscribe to my Telegram group for that. Another account that you can look at from 1st May onwards will be the OCBC 360 account, which gives up to 4.65% per annum interest on $100,000 of bank balance. The OCBC 360 also requires salary crediting of at least $1,800 and a spend requirement of at least $500 each month. And this category called Save, which requires you to increase your average bank balance by $500 each month. The good thing about OCBC 360 account is that you can clock the spend requirement using CardUp or iPayMy, and their cards earn rewards on such transactions. You can use the OCBC 90N to earn 1.3 miles per dollar on CardUp and iPayMy transactions, and the OCBC Infinity card earns 1.6% cashback on CardUp and iPayMy transactions as well. Again, the bad thing about OCBC 360 is that the salary crediting component cannot be gamed as easily as the UOB One, and you have to credit salary from a corporate account. The second thing that I dislike about OCBC 360 is that the save requirement is pretty cumbersome to meet every single month. You have to make sure that you increase your bank balance by 500 each month. And if you reach $100,000, that means that you have to increase it by $500 each month, and those additional amount does not get bonus interest at all. So I have to reset my account from time to time to account for this lost interest on the additional amounts, which is a very cumbersome affair. Now, I know that none of these accounts are perfect replacements of the UOB One, especially if you are used to UOB One's very easy salary requirement, as well as they are very useful cards that allow you to clock the spend category. However, such is the nature of nerves, and from 1st May onwards, like it or not, UOB One is going to be a worse account. Yeah, and the bad news is that other banks may follow suit and nerf their accounts as well. So subscribe to my Telegram group for updates on how I'm navigating this change, as well as any upcoming changes if there are. And also check out this video to learn more about the bonus saver account, and I'll see you in that video.